Hello everybody and welcome to the off season, or the end of the season, and our first season of the Western Kentucky Dynasty in NCAA Football 13. Yeah. So here we go, we can see we met all of our goals, which I've never done in a Dynasty, at least when they've had the coaching contract thingies in the past couple years. That's the first time I've met every single goal and haven't failed any. And now we'll take a look at the top 25 to finish the year. Georgia Tech, the number 1, the national champion. Notre Dame moves up to number 2, and so on and so forth. You can certainly pause the video if you want to look at these a little bit more. I think it's pretty, you can look through them pretty quickly. Look at Army, 11 and 2. Number 24, who knew Army? But anyway, I don't know what kind of schedule they played. They might have played an easy schedule, so who knows. But now we'll look at the conference standings. We're going to go through each conference. I think in the annotation, what I will do, or in the description, I will give time thingies that you can click on if you want to skip certain parts. So yeah. Certainly you're welcome to jump around the video. I mean, obviously it's whatever you want to do. But here, just a quick look at the final conference standings for each one. I know some of you were interested in that, and so I mean, I'm certainly interested in it to see how every team finished. I didn't really pay too much attention throughout the season. I was more just focused on Western Kentucky. And that's kind of part of it. I like to just stay focused on my team, but you know, you kind of want to see how everybody else is doing every once in a while. So here it is. If you're wondering about me doing custom conferences, or I know next season Pittsburgh and Syracuse are supposed to go from the Big East to the ACC. However, at least in this upcoming season, the second season, I think I'm just going to leave everything the same. I like the conferences the way they are right now. I don't really want to change them. I don't really care about being like totally, you know, 100% realistic with what they're supposed to be in a year from now, 2 years from now, and all that stuff. So I'm not obsessed with that. And since it doesn't really affect my dynasty right now, because I'm Western Kentucky and the conference there and really isn't all that affected, although I think 1 or 2 teams in a couple years could be going to another conference. But anyway, I'm not going to be making changes, at least not for the second season. There we go. We finished second place in the Sun Belt with a 9-4 overall and a 6-2 conference record. And there, Monte Ball, winner of the Heisman Trophy. Pretty awesome year for him. Monte Ball to Wisconsin. There you can see the other candidates didn't really care too well. Look into those guys. Now we'll check out the All-Americans for the season. And there you can see, not too out of the ordinary, with Wisconsin offensive linemen being pretty much universally selected for the first team All-Americans, and even a few were on the second team. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, like I said, you know, pause the video at any point if you want to get a deeper look at these guys. I didn't want to spend so much time on them that it would be boring. So, you know, whatever. There's the freshmen. I'm not going to go through each conference, I'm just going to show the Sun Belt because obviously that's the conference we're in. Our defensive backfield with safeties, and Jesse Roy, kicker, got first team All Sun Belt. Keyshawn Simpson, Adam Smith, and Cam Thomas as well. We had the second team All Sun Belt. We didn't have too many guys in, but we had a 9-4 record, so I'm not going to really complain. Here we go with the awards. Colin Klein out of Kansas State winning the Maxwell and the Walter Camp awards. Kenneth Dillard out of FIU winning 2 awards there. Another award for Colin Klein, good grief. Josh Boyce out of TCU winning the Bolitnikoff. And yeah, a Wisconsin guy winning the Offensive Lineman Award. Good grief, that's shocking. It's Kenneth Dillard guy raking in the awards as well. Mike Meyer winning the Groza. Ben Turk winning the Guy. Not a surprise there with D'Anthony Thomas. He is one heck of a player. And bowl results now, once again. If you would like, pause the video to see, you know, if you want to see how like your team did, whatever your team may be, if they made a bowl game at all. We'll see, I guess. So yeah, there you go. Pardon me, I got a yawn. A little tired, but it is what it is. Georgia Tech, Wisconsin was the national championship game, with the Yellow Jackets coming out on top. Now we will look at the final season stats for everybody on Western Kentucky. Obviously, James Morrow had the bulk of the snaps at quarterback this year. So he has most of the stats. Keyshawn Simpson, over 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. 5.3 yards a carry, pretty good. John Evans had a good season as well. 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Pretty awesome season. Keyshawn Simpson, I believe, led the nation in runs of 20 yards or more. He had 6. I don't think anybody else had that many. Rico Brown, our leading receiver in yardage. Vasquez had 4 receiving touchdowns. You can obviously see that on the screen. I don't really know why I have to tell you. And Bo Brand gets the Butterfinger Award with 12 dropped passes on the season. Good for him. Not really. But there we go. Defensive stats. Sorry about the yawning. I'm really trying to not. And Quintera Smith, obviously 8 sacks. A school record for most sacks in a single season. So we'll see how long that lasts. I don't know. Who knows? 8 sacks is quite a bit in a season, so it's going to be tough to break that record, but we'll see. Good number of forced fumbles, not a whole lot of recoveries in comparison. Of course, Evans had that field goal return, which they counted as a fumble return. Lots of defensive touchdowns. Well, I guess not lots, but a good number of them. Roy was 20 of 22 on the season. Man. 36 of 36 on extra points. 14 punts inside the 20-yard line. That's what you like to see. Lots of them inside the 20. Well, not lots. I keep saying lots, and it's not. But, you know what? I'm going to stop correcting myself, so whatever. Alright, so now we are going to move on, and we'll take a look at our team stats. And I switched to the conference view so we can more easily find our team. There we go, 3,700, 3,760 total offensive yards, 11 passing touchdowns, 19 rushing touchdowns, and 172 first downs. Defensively, we had the best defense in the Sun Belt. Another yawn, I'm sorry. Conversions. One of the better third down teams in the conference. Never had to go for 2. Interesting. There's our red zone. 93% efficiency for our offense in the red zone, and our defense, well, 92%. You don't want that to be so high. Penalties always kind of skewed in this game because when they do the simulation, when you simulate a game, penalties will come out correctly, but when you actually play a game, they don't. So we had significantly less penalties than realistically should happen. That's been a problem for years. As you can see here, we were offered a new 3-year contract. I kind of wish I had done without contracts, but it also, I don't know, with the contract it adds a more, it adds a different element to it, meaning I should have to be successful in order to stay at Western Kentucky, and realistically speaking. But then again, you know, it'd be kind of fun if I had turned those off and just been, I'm going to do WKU no matter what. Who knows? I don't know how long I plan on staying here, but I think I'm going to stay at Western Kentucky as long as I can. As long as the game will allow me to, with if they continue to offer me contracts. But here's everybody that is leaving. Quite a few guys. Some key players, including Jack Doyle, Marcus Vasquez, Kawan Jakes, Quantera Smith. Lots of good players lost. We had the... Now, quickly moving on, we had the 61st rated recruiting class in the country with 2 4-stars, 9 3-stars, 8 2-stars, and 1 1-star. And here you can see the players that we grabbed. Like I said, a couple 4-stars there. Interestingly enough, I had targeted a rather large number of quarterbacks, and I didn't think they were all going to commit, and like most of them committed. So I'm going to end up, I don't remember if I showed it because I cut this footage down a few days ago, but I have to cut like 5 quarterbacks when we get to the point of cutting players. And here's the training results. I don't think I need to explain that. It's pretty obvious. Everybody got a pretty nice jump in their ratings. So we will be an improved team going into next season, of course. So is pretty much everybody else. So most other teams will also have improved in some way. And here you can see me cutting the quarterbacks. I didn't realize that they were all going to commit like that. So now we're going to check out our depth chart. I skipped to the redshirting because it's... I mean, you'll see in the depth chart if I decided to keep somebody for the season or redshirt them. Have them set out for a season. But we will be starting true freshman quarterback John Cruz because he is a better passer, and he is also... he's got some wheels as well. So he's a better passer than James Morrow, and he's also quicker. As you can see there, we've got a lot of similarities on our offense. Like, we're seeing a lot of returning players from last year, so nothing too new offensively. But our defense, on the other hand, yeah. And you're going to see me going through and making these changes to the depth chart, where I will replace the second guy with the guy who's actually at the position. I don't believe in necessarily having the highest rated player in the second spot, simply because it kind of skews things a little bit, and I like to have the true backup in the depth chart instead of just being like the highest overall next in line. I know it kind of sounds weird, but it's how I like to work things, and it seems more realistic to me anyway. I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know anymore. But yeah. So this is just kind of depth charting. Yada yada yada. But you will see here that our defense is incredibly young. We lost quite a few players, and some of our best players from last year. So it's going to be interesting because we had one of the better defenses, not just in the conference, but in the nation, and now we lose a good number of players, especially on our defensive line. We lost quite a few, but luckily we have guys like Andrew Jackson and Barry Boyd, Xavier Boyd. So we did return some guys, some key players, but you know, we did lose quite a bit as well. So it'll be an interesting year, that's for sure. Oh yeah, Tyree Robinson, thank goodness he's back. He was really, really good last season. They pulled in, Jermaine Wade, a true freshman. He was that 4-star athlete that I pulled in, and I was able to move him into that position at safety, so that'll be interesting as well. There will be a number of true freshmen that are starting because we have a need at whatever position they are in. Alright, and here's our schedule, guys. I mixed some things up on the schedule in our non-conference schedule, so we have UTSA at home to open the season, then we have Kentucky at home, at West Virginia, at Navy, and then we have our conference schedule the rest of the way. And there's Sir Duffington. I created him, and the Jeebs. They were created, 2 good friends of mine. I basically did them. They don't know about it, so I'm gonna probably point them to this video and be like, hey, I created you in this video. So I'm currently pursuing both Sir Duffington and the Jeebs. Unfortunately, I didn't want to make them like super players, and I actually made them kind of not that great. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna recruit them. The Jeebs is a middle linebacker, and Sir Duffington is a receiver, as you could see there on the quick screens that I showed earlier. And here's the preseason rankings, and we're gonna see where do we stack up here. We're around 58. There we go. So it'll be interesting. They're projecting that we will be 3rd in the conference. I want to say my goal this season is to win the Sun Belt. That is my goal. Win the Sun Belt and get 10 wins. That's kind of ambitious for my 2nd season, but you know, that's how we roll here at Western Kentucky. Is that right? I mean, I don't know. I think that's how you guys roll probably, but look at this. Keontae Young, the strong safety, he is a preseason first-team All-American. Who would have thought that? I thought that was interesting. I did not expect to see one of our guys on that preseason All-American list, but it is what it is. So, I'm Jammer1031, and I will see you guys next time when we kick off the 2013 season. See you.